5 years ago, you had one dream. Not a crazy dream. Not a mansion. Not a Lamborghini. Just one simple thought. If I could just make more money, I'd finally stop worrying. Back then, maybe you were making $3,000 a month, and 6,000 sounded impossible. 6,000 sounded like freedom. No more checking your bank account before buying food. No more stress when bills arrived. No more saying, maybe next month. So, you worked harder. You stayed late. You took more responsibility. You said yes when you wanted to quit. And one day, it happened. Your salary doubled. 3,000 became 6,000. And for a moment, it felt like you had won. But then something strange happened. A few months later, you opened your bank account, looked at the number, and thought, wait, where did all the money go? Because somehow, your salary got bigger, but you were still broke. But here's the strange part. This story isn't about one person. It's about millions. Maybe. It's about you. Think about the last few years. Has your income gone up? Maybe a raise, a promotion, a better job, a successful side hustle, or maybe nothing dramatic, just a little more money than before. Now let me ask you something. Did your financial stress disappear? Or did your life just get more expensive? A better apartment, a newer phone, more subscriptions, more takeout, a nicer car, better clothes. Little by little, without even noticing, your lifestyle quietly grew alongside your paycheck. And that's when the real problem begins. Because most people think they have an income problem. But what if they actually have a lifestyle problem? Let's run a simple experiment. Imagine two people. Same age, same city. Same job, same salary. Let's call them Alex and Sam. Every month, they both make $6,000. Nothing is different until payday. Alex looks at his new paycheck and thinks, I finally deserve a better life. So, he upgrades. A nicer apartment, a newer car, a better phone. Nothing crazy, just a little better. Now let's look at Sam. He also celebrates. He also enjoys life. But every time his income goes up, he asks himself one question. Will this still make me happier a year from now? Sometimes, the answer is yes. Most of the time it's no. 5 years later, Alex is still waiting for payday. Sam is no longer worried about it. Same salary, completely different lives. So, what changed? Here's the crazy part. Alex didn't make bad decisions. He made normal decisions. The same decisions almost everyone makes. Because every time we earn more, our brain quietly whispers the same sentence. You deserve this. And sometimes you do. But your brain has a problem. It gets used to almost everything. Remember your first paycheck? It felt amazing. Now, it feels normal. Remember your first smartphone? You couldn't stop looking at it. Now, it's just your phone. The same thing happens with money. That exciting new salary doesn't stay exciting for very long. Your brain adjusts. And once it adjusts, what used to feel like a luxury starts feeling like a necessity. That's why getting paid more doesn't automatically make you feel richer. It often just makes your life more expensive. Psychologists actually have a name for this. It's called the Hedonic Treadmill. Imagine running on a treadmill. You're moving. You're sweating. You're working harder than ever. But look around. You're still in exactly the same place. That's what happens to millions of people with money. They earn more, spend more, need more, repeat, without ever feeling like they've truly moved forward. Now, don't get the wrong idea. This doesn't mean making more money is useless. It isn't. Making more money can absolutely improve your life. The problem is what happens next. Let's imagine something. Tomorrow morning, your boss calls you. Good news. Starting next month, your salary is going from $6,000 to $12,000. What would you do first? Seriously. Take 2 seconds. What's the first thing that came to your mind? A bigger apartment? A new car? A vacation? Maybe finally replacing that old laptop? None of those answers are wrong. But here's the question almost nobody asks. Which of these expenses will still make me happier 1 year from today? Because happiness has an expiration date. Comfort doesn't. And people confuse those two things all the time. Comfort is wonderful. A safer home. A reliable car. Less financial stress. Those things matter. But beyond that, every new upgrade becomes your new normal. And once something feels normal, your brain stops celebrating it. Which means, if every raise immediately becomes a new monthly payment, you'll always be earning more, without ever feeling richer. So, how do you actually escape this cycle? Not by refusing to make more money, not by living like a monk, and definitely not by feeling guilty every time you buy something nice. You escape it by making one simple change. Before your lifestyle grows, your wealth should grow first. Imagine every raise you ever get is split into two parts. One part makes your life better today. The other part makes your future better tomorrow. Let's say you get a raise of $1,000 a month. Most people spend all $1,000. What if you only spent $500 and quietly invested the other $500? Your lifestyle still improves, but something else starts growing without demanding your attention every month. Because real wealth isn't measured by how much you spend. It's measured by how long you could live. If your paycheck suddenly stopped, that's a completely different game. And the people who understand that stop chasing bigger salaries. They start chasing freedom. Here's something I want you to remember. The goal was never to make more money. The goal was to worry less about money. Those are two completely different things. One is about income. The other is about freedom. Because someone making $5,000 a month, who spends $3,500, can be far wealthier than someone making $15,000 while spending $14,800. Not because they earn more, but because they own more of their time. Think about that. The happiest people aren't always the ones with the biggest paycheck. They're often the ones who no longer panic every time their phone buzzes with a bank notification. So the next time your income goes up, don't ask yourself, what can I buy? Ask yourself, what can I stop worrying about forever? Because one decision might make today feel better, but the other might change the rest of your life.